Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Today we're going to be taking a look at the greatest player of all time, FlaSh, going up against the player with the most IDs of all time, Rich. Yeah, I mean, just a nice TVP. I do want to address a few people I've been seeing in those comments that have been talking about, oh, God, FlaSh, you keep saying he's so good, but he loses the games that you cast on the channel. Okay, here's the thing. FlaSh is legitimately probably still the best player in the world right at this second. He uses the ladder as practice. Like, he is actually trying out new things very oftentimes on the ladder. It doesn't mean literally anything to him. He has 10 individual championships. He is by far the most successful player of all time. By far. And if you're paying attention to this ASL season, we had one Terran make it to the round of 8 and then make it to the round of 4, which is Barracks. Do you know how he got there? It's literally because FlaSh is telling him what to do on every single map. It's not even a joke. It's not. Barracks has said it. He's using all of FlaSh's strats. Like, FlaSh might win an ASL without being in it, which is more impressive than winning with random, which you only got top 4. But FlaSh is in unbelievably good shape pretty much all the time. He's not grinding super hard right now. But yeah, for people that are underestimating him because you're watching him lose some ladder games where he's literally doing things like inventing new styles, it's madness. It's madness. Like, everyone who actually plays StarCraft knows that FlaSh is still like the god of the game. And he's coming up with new stuff to actually beat the other players. So, yeah. Anyways, here he is going against Rich, who, you know, Rich, this guy is such an enigma. He has, like, more IDs than the next 5 players put together. He has so many different accounts. He's tricked us in the past into thinking other retired pros are back and in good shape. And then he doesn't play in ASL qualifiers, even though he's clearly ASL level. Like, I'm not saying he would get in every season, but he's someone that I'm like, you know, he's similar to, like, Paralyze or something, right? Where I'm like, yeah, I think Paralyze is a little bit better than Rich, in my opinion, but that it's probably more of a stylistic thing. I really prefer the way that he plays. But yeah, it's kind of a similar thing where it's like, yeah, I think if Rich was playing in ASL qualifiers all the time, he'd probably be getting in like half the time or something like that, right? Like, you know, he's one of those guys. There's like a small group of guys. It's like Motive, Scan, Bishop, Rich, Paralyze, you know, True. There's like this group of players that are like right there where it's like you don't think that they're going to be in every season. But they're like someone that you really look out for in the qualifiers. Okay, anyways, enough talk about that. FlaSh here is scouting really heavily. He found Rich first, and FlaSh is truly the ultimate optimizer. And you can see that he skipped everything and just made one Marine and went command center super fast, and he's making his bunker before the Dragoon can get there. Because the Dragoon was chasing his SCV. If the Dragoon had just run out of the base, FlaSh would have already been down here making a bunker and maybe even would have made a second Marine. But look at how he does it, right? He has the barracks in position in time where you can't run past this with a Dragoon. So even though you might, because like one Dragoon should run past this, but he can't. So yeah, very, very smart move. And then he brings the Vulture up. And it's like, yeah, you kind of have to sit back defensively. FlaSh kind of dictating the course of this game a little bit. Mine's on the way. And we'll see if he goes into Siege Tank from here. It looks like he's going to. FlaSh has really liked double factory openers lately. So we'll see if he goes for that. Rich right now, getting his Robo. Generally, Rich is a 3-gate Robo guy. But, you know, he sometimes does do 2-gate Robo. We'll see if he wants to go for a Reaver build or maybe that 3-gate Observer that he likes so much. There is the second factory from FlaSh. And what I'm most interested from him is to see if he wants to get speed or he wants to just go into siege tanks and eventually get siege mode. Like, if you're going to go speed, you get it right away. And if you're going to go siege mode, you don't need to get it right away. But, yeah, you can just make it in like a minute from now. And just like use that money for something else. So we'll see here just momentarily if he's going to go for the speed upgrade. Now, a few mines being laid out. And there it is. Lays some mines at the expansion and everything. A few in the path. Second factory is going to be finishing up. Siege tank on the way. So how many vultures does he have? 3, 4. That's pretty standard for FlaSh. And is he going to make another vulture here? 44, 44. Gets everybody. And no production off second factory yet. Gets a turret going in both these locations. He's not really sure of what's going on. But it is 3-gate observer. And this part will be interesting to see if Rich tries to push with his first observer or not. There's the first observer. So some players will just clear mines, and some players will try to push their opponent down. And this is like the right time to try to push it down. I don't know that he'll get anything done, but there's only one Marine in this bunker, and he doesn't have siege mode because he's getting speed. But he is going to clear the mines first. This is the more stable approach. The instant counterattack is high volatility, I guess, is a good way to put it, because like these vultures will be looking for counter damage. You might or might not deal damage here. If you don't clear the mine quickly, your third base might be slower, right? So that can be dangerous in its own ways. Some Dragoons rotating down to this third base location. This Dragoon probably should sit in the wall. Like, you really got to keep a Dragoon in the wall against a Vulture speed this quick. Look at this, 6 Vultures. Like, if he gets these in, you're likely to lose a huge amount of probes. Double Observer coming up with the 4 Dragoons. I think one Observer will just be left up here to watch things. Additional factory on the way. That's kind of an interesting additional factory. Siege as well as Goliath range coming up. And FlaSh is just kind of going around back and forth. He's seeing like, oh, maybe I can catch some probes or something. Rich, in the meantime, is going Shuttle into Reaver. It's obviously a much slower Reaver build because it did open with the 3-gate Observer. And there's the additional factory. So generally, this will go into a third base for Terran. Now, I'm not 100% sure. Like, a lot of times what you see is Academy third base in this exact position. Oh, he actually did start as Academy. There it is. My bad. But he got this third factory quicker than I'm used to seeing. So I wonder if maybe he's just trying to get a few more units out. Maybe he wants to push here. It's possible, but it doesn't look like a great push position to me. All right, Shuttle is out. Shuttle speed coming up. Kind of a, like, not that interactive of a game. Like, obviously the Vultures have run around a bit, but FlaSh hasn't found any real damage. There hasn't been any real micro. It's just kind of like unit movement. Yeah, loses 3 Vultures there, just into this giant group of Dragoons sitting in front of his natural. It's got a good solid pylon wall here with a couple Dragoons where you can't really run by there easily. And we're going to see, like, there it is. There it is. Okay, so actually that makes sense. This base, I've talked about it before, where this is the one problem with Polestar, is this particular third base is very, very hard to defend. And when you expand towards the Protoss rally, everything becomes like 5 times harder. So he's expanding away from Rich here and kind of spreading his siege. This is all buildable terrain right there, so like this is not that hard to hold. Reaver flying up. Rich has cleared this base, so probably will be taking his 4th quickly. 4 more gates. So he's actually is going 8-gate, and he does have legs on the way. So like a lot of redeeming things going on for Rich. Rich, like, his position feels very robust, but it's not super optimized for like late game, which is where FlaSh really shines. The thing is, FlaSh still does more timing attacks than most people because he's just so good at them, and he likes to kind of keep people honest. So he definitely attacks. He like mixes in attacks pretty well, even though it's not like the meta game right now. So there's the 4th Nexus coming up. Third base gets mining for FlaSh, and he's adding those additional factories, already going up to 6. Really good spread of siege tanks. Very passive game. Very passive game. You know, for a 2-factory after expansion opener with quick vulture speed, I thought there might be a little bit more going on, but yeah. Rich hasn't really pulled the trigger, which I don't think you can against this build executed well, which FlaSh has done. He is getting multiple speed shuttles, but you can see that FlaSh is taking this defense really seriously. I actually like that he has a Goliath here as well. I've been utilizing this more often. The Goliath has such good range. It's better than a turret for some things that it does here. Okay, so it looks like Rich is going to dive in, and wow, FlaSh targets the second shuttle there and gets it right before the second Reaver comes out. So that's like a very good pick off. The Reaver really didn't do a good job there. And there's no attack that he can hit. So this was super well blocked. Science facility on the way, as well as second armory. Some more missile turrets will be made. And he'll start adding some more factories here when he gets just a little bit more money. FlaSh actually up by 6 workers and only down 20 supply. That's really, really good. He's got good mine spreads, good missile turrets, good siege tank spreads. He's extra defending this area. I don't think Rich's attack will do too much here. This doodad is going to screw things up a little bit. Yeah, see that? Got to be really careful about that. But yeah, FlaSh is bringing over the units that were over to the side a little bit more. And the Zealots are really the dangerous part. Rich actually gets the Zealots on top of a lot of these siege tanks. That was well executed. And he's actually deleting a lot of tanks here. He's going to get this one as well. These should pull back right now. Okay, he pulls those back almost perfectly. Takes 1 extra siege tank shot. But that was actually... I think that was very well done by Rich. I did not think it would actually go quite that well. It felt like FlaSh's position was very good there. But he actually got a lot of the speed zealots on top of the siege tanks. FlaSh's vulture count was like maybe a little bit low. He has played this game a little bit greedily, right? Like he was kind of focusing on getting his upgrades out. You know, he made the 5th and 6th factories at okay time, but he was rotating vultures a decent amount. You know, maybe he could have gone a little bit more unit heavy earlier on and kept those siege tanks alive. But it's not like it puts him into a bad position. He's totally fine. If Rich was on 5 base during that time, we'd be talking about something else. It'd be a bit different. He'd definitely have a good lead. Now, second robo coming up. Some vultures rotating around looking for that 5th base that he assumes has to be making right now. He's going to find it here. No cannons or anything yet, so he'll be annoying with these vultures, but this isn't like threatening the life of the Nexus. FlaSh does not have any sort of attack timing here. Rich going to move back and kill off quite a bit. Get rid of all these mines, get rid of these vultures before they deal substantial damage. FlaSh is relaying mines in the middle here. This gives him a lot of room to do what he wants up on his side. And there's the 4th command center. Right? That's one of the main tenets of Terran vs. Protoss that I've talked about over the years, I think, is when they take that 5th Nexus, you either have to attack or you have to take your own 4th base. And that's exactly... FlaSh has decided what he'll be doing here. Oh, he has another storm. Oh, that was the worst aim storm I've ever seen in my whole life. He misclicked that. That was a bad misclick. Anyways, yeah, FlaSh getting ready for his 4th base is like perfectly played. You can just see how strong FlaSh is. This is a much more standard game, a much more normal game than some of the other things that I've cast on the channel lately, which have been exciting, like him going like a Sky Terran opener and stuff. And you can see just the fundamentals of this. Absolutely fantastic. He looks pretty impenetrable. And he's slowed the mining on this base has been slowed down a little bit by those vultures. Definitely worth the 4 vultures. Dealt some damage to the Nexus. I don't think we'll see that damage kick in, but it's a possibility. Like, he could make a dropship and try something sneaky with that, although it's not, you know, whether it works or not, you can't really guarantee it as Terran. It's like, yeah, they might screw up and let me get the Nexus or something. It's possible. A lot of extra attention from Terran to get that going. Now, FlaSh spreading out. Now, his rally is here. Okay, and this is his main area of defense, because this area will defend this base and this base, but he has to be careful because over here there is the potential for an attack. Looks like the vultures may be getting ready to lay some mines in this general area. EMP on the way, as well as 2-2 upgrades for FlaSh. On Rich's side, he's a little bit late on those upgrades. He is getting 1-1 right now. But that's a little bit late for 1-1, isn't it? Feels like +1 should already be done. Feels like +2 should be on the way already. As far as double forge, it's like, okay, well, it could have gone either way, but yeah. That does feel a little bit late for him. He is maxed out, though, and we see he's getting, like, air attack. I'm like, ship weapons? Carrier attack? What should I call this? But yeah, he is getting ready for that. Looks like we're going to have a little drop in here. He does have 4 High Templars. Yeah, gets... not really getting that much, honestly, here. Oh, that was an okay storm there. FlaSh still on 61 workers, so not a big issue. Few extra missile turrets here. Oh, this actually makes a lot of sense. This base, in general, is very hard for Terran to take because Protoss can always storm drop here, so I like that he's zoning that out with missile turrets right now. Now, the whole army moving elsewhere. We don't have Stargates up yet, by the way. He's just kind of prepping. This is such a cheap upgrade. I actually really like that he's getting it now, and if FlaSh happens to scan that, it'll make him start thinking, look, he's got 6 Goliaths on the way. That doesn't mean he thinks there's carriers necessarily. Like, just making some extra Goliaths has been popular against the speed shuttle style lately. Like, I've seen a lot of Terrans moving around with 8, 10 Goliaths. Sharp has been doing that a lot lately, for instance. Quite a few High Templars coming out. We're into a nice big macro game. The thing is, you rarely see FlaSh lose these, and I think positionally he's in a great spot. The last big macro game we saw from FlaSh on this channel actually wasn't that long ago, right? Like maybe a week and a half ago, we saw a Dominator game against Disco, if you guys recall that one. And Disco was doing a really good job of kind of punishing FlaSh for being a little bit out of position on his 4th base, which was a mineral only. Here you can see FlaSh isn't out of position at all. Like, he's got such a great coverage of all these bases. He moves forward. He sieges up. Now, a bunch of his units are behind, so we're not going to get a better engagement than this for Rich, and he knows it. He jumps in here. He's dropping out the High Templars. He's hitting some Psy Storms. Definitely some decent ones. The great one on this side. And that's actually a really good pullback from Rich as well. I got to hand it to Rich. He's putting out a nice game. Pulls back. Obviously, FlaSh did well in that battle. He's got 2-2 upgrades, which are awesome. But the Dragoons were mostly saved. 16 Zealots on the way. The first Stargate coming up as well. But it does feel like FlaSh is just starting to run away with this. I tell you, like, Light in his best games, and then if FlaSh chooses to play a game like this where there's not like a timing that he's going for, you look at a player of FlaSh's level, and it looks so different from other Terrans. It really looks like there's this inevitability of what he's going to do to you. Like, look at this. It really feels like Rich put out a good game, doesn't it? Like, I didn't see any big glaring mistakes or anything. Like, obviously, I was talking about he wasn't, like, super optimizing for this stage of the game. Like, he did the 3-gate observer, sat back kind of defensively. You know, 4th Nexus, 5th Nexus, not too fast. Wasn't able to really do damage. He had one decent trade against the tanks with Zealots earlier on. GG is called. That's it. And FlaSh double scans just to check exactly what he's up against. But that felt like there was inevitability going on. Look at this. 10 factories, 4 add-ons. Really good placement. You have to offset this or this one won't produce. There's nowhere for units to spawn. I mean, he's so godly. For anyone who doesn't think he is right now, you don't know what you're talking about. He's an unbelievable shape. Like, Rich is very oftentimes #1 on the ladder, and FlaSh just smashed him. It didn't look like Rich had any chance. Like, he had one decent engagement with the Zealots running on top of the siege tanks, and other than that, FlaSh just held everything perfectly. Like, holding the drops over here, you like blocked those all really well, sniped the shuttles well, expanded perfectly on time to this space. Perfectly on time. Like, the 5th Nexus got started, and he starts a 4th CC and just floats it over, and, like, positionally does everything correctly. He's just so good. It's ridiculous. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. See you next time.